Hello, this is Pierre Mirles from the humanitarian Openstreetmap team. This tutorial is for advanced mappers, and what we're going to do today is look at the validation process. For this, we're going to go into the tasks.hotosm.org, which is the OSM tasking manager. Before we actually go there, I want to point out to one very useful website, which is the wiki.openstreetmap.org. And if you go under Tasking Manager Validating Data, you'll find a lot of very useful information that will help you in this exercise. I'll put in the comments below this video the link to this webpage. So now let's go back to the Tasking Manager and select the task 3406, which is linked to the mapping exercise in the flood-affected areas of Nepal. I'm going to go into the Contribute tab, and I'm going to go ahead and select one task that I think would be good for this exercise. Let's just go in and select this one. This is the task 1619. I can read the comments from previous mappers here. Added agricultural areas. Here, this exercise was marked as done by Evil Evie. All right, let's go and check it out. I'm going to review the work here and edit the task with JOSM. JOSM is the preferred editor for the validation exercise. So I'm going to click on Edit with JOSM, and I'm going to open up JOSM. And here we are. I've selected an imagery background, which is, see, I've got many choices. I like the Digital Glow Premium imagery for this task, so this is the one that I'm now going to use. Here you see a number of triangles off the bat, so this is alerting me that there might be some problems with this map. And the tool that actually gives me these triangles or those alerts is, if you look at the bottom right here, Map Paint Styles, I've got a little map paint style called Hot Validate. How do I activate Hot Validate? Well, you go under Edit, Preferences, and when I look at the third tab here, and I click on it, I can go in Map Paint Styles. And here you'll see Hot Validate. If I activate this in the Active Styles, and I'm just going to click OK, it will appear on the bottom right under Hot Validate, and it will give me this tool that points out the potential errors. So let's go and check what those errors might be. Let me zoom in to this area, and here I see something that looks like two areas here are sharing the same point. Now these 2 points are glued together. What I want is to select one of those areas, go under Tool and Unglue Way. And now if I take this point, you see it's separate from the other one. So points should not be glued in a task. All right, so if I go in this one, I'm going to go under Tool and Unglue Ways. And here we are. This is slightly separate now from the other. So this is one thing that is important to validate, is that areas should not be glued together. Now, the other thing that you want to look at is buildings should be squared. This building, let me zoom in, is not properly squared. So what we want to do here is, again, select the building. We want to go under Tool and orthogonalize the shape. Okay. Now the shape is then orthogonalized. Now you could argue this could be moved a little bit to fit the image of the building which is behind. So those are two important things to do when you validate. Is you want to correct mistakes. And see, you've got a number of here of red triangles. You want to ensure that buildings are properly mapped and squared, and that points are not glued together. The typical workflow in validating a tile is to start from the top left, zooming in at the top left, and then you go to the right and see here there are buildings that were not mapped. So either you just look at the map and decide whether this should be validated or invalidated, or if modifications are minor, you can just correct them. So here I could go ahead and select, well, this space and go and unglue the ways. I could go here and select the building and say I want to orthogonalize it. I could draw some buildings here that were not properly mapped. Here, actually, let me correct this. Here, I want to map this one. All right, so, and here I want to maybe select this building and orthogonalize it. So you would typically move from left to right, do those corrections. And here, of course, I would need to orthogonalize this. Okay. And then you move down a little bit, and then you move left again. Oh my God, this should be orthogonalized. Here we go. Here's a building that was not mapped. Still a lot of work to be done on this one. So once you've done all your correction, you click here to load up your work into OpenStreetMap. Once you've uploaded all the changes, you can go back to the tasking manager and decide whether you want to validate or invalidate the task. In this case, I'm going to invalidate it. There's still lots of work to do. Now, the tasking manager will say, you got to leave a comment. And this is what I'm going to do. Still many buildings to map. Buildings must be squared. And obviously areas should not be glued to one another. Overall, when you validate, it's likely that 50% of the tasks are going to be invalidated because there's still work to do and still quality to be put in the task. You could decide to do it yourself, or you could just correct a few, make some comments, and just invalidate. Once this is done, move on to the next task. And this is really going to help the mappers do a better job the next time. And hopefully we can move on and having a better map that in due time will help relief organization on the ground have better maps to go out there and save lives. Thank you for listening, and looking forward to hearing about your comments. And do look at other tutorials. Put a thumbs up if you like this video. Looking forward to hearing from you. Cheers.